morning, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Regional Review. Today, I'm bringing you the Regional Review highlights. I'll be your host, Tuyemo Haidula, and I'm coming to you live from Oshana region. The Regional Review highlights, they summarize all the stories that we've told you throughout the entire week from Monday to Thursday, because today is Friday. Please stay with us and here are your highlights. The governor of Ochachondrupa region, James Uwarika, decided to hold a major engagement for the first time in 2 years since he took office. This is when Uwarika felt that the media plays a very important role in shaping and informing society. The regional office also highlighted that they have a great concern in the number of drugs and misuse of alcohol and drug abuse by young people within the region. They are working together with the police so that they can curb the use of drugs within the region.
Next up in our news, the Office of the Governor on Monday held a media briefing where the governor engaged the different media houses in the region to touch base and discuss topics of mutual interest and to set the year on the right foot.
2 years now, and we have not had an engagement as this one with the colleagues from the media. Over the past 2 years, we have seen and experienced a lot of things working together, covering stories and us inviting, and so there were so many issues which the Office of the Governor felt it prudent that before we start the year this year, let's take stock, as you say, where we were last year and what the experiences were, the success stories, the challenges, and then this year we can build on that, both from the media side and the Governor's office and the Chairperson's office. Last year there were issues such as transportation that was also hindering our relationship. There were issues of working on weekends, which was hindering our relationship. There was issues of overtime, which was also a big concern in terms of how we both complement each other as different departments.
Ideas, challenges that we're experiencing, recommendation and possible avenues that we can change for us to be able to make our working relationship the best it can be. And secondly also is to look into the issue of ensuring that the nation needs to be informed, and through information dissemination, it has to be objective and it has to be factual. In doing so, one is strongly recommending the issue of verifying information before being publicized. That is very important because at times we might be having information unverified, and it is published, but for you to go backtrack on that story and try to correct it, it will be actually late. So we're trying to foster that relationship where we will be able to inform the citizenry timely, factually and objective without actually being emotional or even being personally attached to stories as journalists. And importantly also, number 3, it is to try and encourage that almost state institutions and even the private sector need to be as open as possible to the media whenever information is sourced, for us to keep on informing the nation in whatever activities or responsibilities we are assigned. Because we have received at point instances where officers are being asked to provide information by the media houses, and there is hesitancy to do that. Sometimes the hesitancy emanates from the fact that if I give, will it be factually represented? Or sometimes it's also the authority line that is there. Because you might ask an official that is on the ground, but that is not the person that is vested with the responsibility of approving that message to go out. So these are some of the issues that we really need to look into and identify the hotspots possibly and where we can help one another. One of the key issues that I came across when we are going around sometimes is the issue of S&T of the journalists and those that are driving. That you want to come along, you want to come and assist, but however your institution cannot be able to cater for your S&T or DSA allowances. Secondly, it's the issue of transportation. Some media houses do not have transport and they resort to coordinating with other houses or even sometimes asking lifts in our cars to go about. So what we are trying to do is how best can we improve on all these avenues so that the nation can be informed as of when every time we are making a move, it is a transparent process. Through accountability, we need to report back to the nation, and that is through the media houses.
No, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to the Office of the Governor who have thought of this noble idea to bring us together with the media houses. The media houses are the key stakeholder for our offices, because if we don't have the media, then we won't send our messages across. And so far as the region is concerned, we are very happy with what the media houses have done, but a very good thing that is coming from the Office of the Governor, like others have introduced, is to make a environment, to create an environment where we can work in harmony with each other. We need to have consultations of this nature. It's said that we are saying that after 2 years, this is the first of its kind. And I hope that we are going to set the tone where we'll meet, because we need the media. So we'll want to meet you as much as we can possibly, to send messages across and to ensure that you know what we are doing, and that the nation is keeping informed in terms of the developments in the region. Now, last year was very tough for all of us. NBC.
Well, it is indeed a great initiative after being in the office for 2 years and not engaging the media annually. And next up in our news, the regional constituency councillor of Ochuarongo constituency, Madeleine Bakela, has raised an alarming concern of schools in the constituency of learners in schools using drugs and alcohol on school premises. And she says that parents and teachers should work together to make sure that this issue does not go any further.
It has come to our attention that learners in our schools are using or selling drugs and illegal substances like the whiskey, the sachets of whiskey on our school premises as well as at our hostels. This has brought forth a serious concern of ill discipline in our learners and in our schools. Now, the Office of the Constituency Councillor have written a letter to the Education Director and requested her for a meeting. She was also requested to invite school board chairpersons of all the schools in the constituency and the principals of all the schools that we have. We will also reach out to the regions, where after the first meeting that we'll have with the chairpersons and the principals, we'll also reach out to those in the region. We need to discuss the moral decay that is in our schools. We'll also want a follow-up meeting with police involvement, and then social workers will also be invited to attend. We need to find a way how we can drastically stop what is starting to happen in our schools. We are also requesting our parents to do random checks in the bags of our children and closely monitor and observe behavioral changes in our children. Our teachers need all the support they can get, as teaching is becoming extremely difficult for them in the circumstances and the environment that we are finding ourselves in. So we hope to come back with a decision that will help us in order to take strict and on-the-spot disciplinary actions against those learners that are found selling or using substances that are illegal on the school premises. We in Ocho-Zonjuba region and in Ochuarongo constituency in particular will work together with our parents, with the law enforcement, to ensure that we are taking drugs out of our schools. We will not tolerate drugs in our schools, and we will do everything that we can and everything that we have in our means to kick drugs out of our school premises and out of our hostels in general.
The Keetmanshoop Town Council last year in September decided to disconnect water services for some of its residents. This led to angry residents feeling unhappy with the decision taken by council. Some felt that they were not consulted and they were not given ample time to settle their bills. NMH decided to speak to NMH through Regional Review, decided to speak to Percy Charles, who was speaking on behalf of the demonstrators, and this is what they had to say.
Well, that has come to the end of today's news segment. Now we head over to the interview. I had a chance to sit down with Paul Charlies, who is the chairman of the Keetmanshoop Concern Group. We sat down and discussed about the peaceful demonstration that was led by him that took place last year in regards to water being cut in the Crowline neighborhood here in Keetmanshoop.
Goeiemôre, ek is Paul Charlies, noem naam Percy en woonagtig in Crowline Keetmanshoop. Is môre saam met julle kyk vir hierdie onderhoud rondom ons dorpsake, so stel ek voor in die afgelope vreedsame optog wat ons gehad het in September verlede jaar. So ons gaan 'n bietjie daaroor praat en daaroor uitbrei. Ja, ek is voorsitter van die Crowline Concern Group, dan ook nou oorgeskakel na die Keetmanshoop Concern Group, waar ek dan ook staan as voorsitter daar.
So kan u net vir ons bietjie meer vertel oor die optog wat u hulle laas jaar
Wat gebeur het is, ons het verneem dat hulle sou die water sny of disconnect, soos wat ons het noem. En ons het met hulle gepraat en daar was dat hulle dit nie sou doen nie. Ons het omdat die oormeerde amptenare van die Landless People Movement is, het ons met hulle gedeel en hulle het ons verseker dat die water nie gesny gaan word nie. Ons het binne in Augustus het ons 'n publieke vergadering gehad met die gemeenskap, waar die gemeenskap hulle misnoë uitgespreek het rondom die gedagte dat die water gesny moet word met dat hulle skoolkinders het, dat baie ou mense is in Keetmanshoop en in die woonbuurte binne Keetmanshoop. En hoe gaan die kinders skool toe? Hoe gaan die kinders kos kry om te eet as dan nie water is nie? En bo dit alles was dit dan ook dat die corona 'n groot rol op daai stadium binne in die land gespeel het en dat was dat die regering dan nou aangevra het dat munisipaliteite nie water moet sny nie, sodat mense water kon hê tot hulle beskikking om hulle self te was, om hulle hande te was, om hulle self skoon en te hou, hulle gereeld te kan sanitize en hande gereeld te kan was en dies meer. En op daai stadium en op grond van dit het ons met hulle gepraat en op daai stadium het hulle ons dan soort van verseker dat die water nie gesny sal word nie. Wat ons dan ook van dokumentasie dan het, ons het bewyse dat hulle dit gesê het. En op die 13de September ons het 'n plaaslike radiostasie, die Karas FM, en op daai stadium was daar van die raadslid was daar saam met die LOC van die LPM, wat dan die gemeenskap kon verseker het dat die water nie gesny gaan word nie. En daai spesifieke oomblik was ek ook daar by die Karas om ons storie te bring. En toe hy klaar is, het ek hom gebedank daarvoor en ek het hom geprys daarvoor en hom gesê dat hy dan nou vreedsame optog afgeweer het. En wat hy my verseker het dat die water nie gesny sal word nie. En dit is onze MC, meneer Easter Isaacs. Hy het my verseker op daai oggend van die 13de September dat die water nie gesny sal word.
Temperatures are slowly rising while clouds are disappearing at Ongodiva in the next week. The weather is also clearing at Rundu, with temps at the 30-degree mark to be expected. Otjivrongo can expect patchy clouds and mild temperatures. Heading south, cloud cover is diminishing and temperatures are going up at Marintal, while Karasburg and surrounds can expect highs in the mid-30s along with patchy clouds.